Howdy. This video will focus on the conic section, circles. So, a circle is the set of all points in a plane that are equidistant from a given point in the plane called the center. Any segment whose endpoints are the center and a point on the circle is a radius of the circle. So, equidistance is very important, center as well as radius. Now, the circle is created by a plane intersecting a double net cone perpendicular to the cone's axis. Keep that in mind, that will be on your test. Characteristics. 1, we need to know there are two square terms. Both terms are positive, and both terms have the same coefficients. That's how you determine that a given equation is a circle. Now, the standard equation of a circle is just going to be x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. The center is always going to be hk, so take h and take k, switch the sign, and you get your center. And then the radius is always going to be r, so take r squared and take the square root of r squared to find r. Now the expanded equation. When you multiply out this equation here, when you multiply that out, you're going to get the expanded equation, which is x squared plus y squared plus 8x plus by plus c equals 0. Now when we are going to graph our circle from an equation, we need to be able to find the center, the radius, the diameter, and how many lines of symmetry there are. So, pretty simple. Let's go ahead and move on to an example. So our first example is x squared plus y squared equals 25. So we need to find the center and the radius first off. So the center is going to be 0, 0. Now it's 0, 0 because there is no h or k subtracted or added to our x or y. So there is no h and k, therefore they're both 0, 0. Now the radius is just going to be 25. It's going to be the square root of 25. So the square root of 25 is just 5. So the radius equals 5. So let's go ahead and graph that. We're first going to graph our center at 0, 0. And then since our radius is 5, we're going to go right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then once you have your four corners, you're going to connect them all to make a circle. Or, the best you can. So there you go. From this equation here, we graphed our circle. Next, we need to graph this equation, which is x squared plus y squared equals 2. So again, there is no h and k, so our center is 0, 0. And our radius is a bit different. Our radius is going to be the square root of 2. Now, how the heck are we going to graph the square root of 2? Well, let me show you. This has to do with the Pythagorean theorem. Because from here, I can make a triangle, right? There's a small little triangle at the center of our graph. Now let's say we have A, B, and C. So the Pythagorean theorem is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. Taking those two, let's find a and b. A and b is the distance of 1 and 1. So we're going to have c squared equals 1 squared plus 1 squared, which is going to be 1 plus 1. That's going to equal 2. So c squared equals 2. Now in order to find c, we're going to take the square root of both sides. So c equals the square root of 2. So the square root of 2 is just this diagonal right there. And as we have, our radius is the square root of 2. So the radius is just going to be one diagonal away from the center. So if we plot our center at 0, 0, let's plot our radius now. Since our radius is the square root of 2, from your center, go one diagonal out. So right there. Go to your next diagonal, your next diagonal, and your next diagonal. We have all four corners. Now let's make a circle. So there is your circle right there. Just a little addition. If we had the radius of 3 square root of 2, then that means we would go out 3 diagonals. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay? If it was 4 square root of 2, go out 4 diagonals. 5 square root of 2, go out 5 diagonals. So on and so forth. Moving on, next example, we have x plus 2 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 4. So let's first find the center. The center will be hk. So we'll have h and k. Now keep in mind, we have x plus 2 and y minus 1. So we're going to take the opposite sign of what's given. Since we have a positive 2 on the inside, our center will be negative 2. And then we have a negative 1 on the inside, so then it would be positive 1. So our center would be negative 2, 1. So hk, take the opposite sign. Now the radius would just be the square root of 4. So the square root of 4 is just 2. So now let's go ahead and plot our center. So negative 2, positive 1. And then go up 2, right 2, down 2, and left 2. And create your circle. There you have it. And I believe that's it. And I was right. So that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. The next video we're going to cover, I believe we're going to cover ellipses. Ellipses is the next video. So thank you all for watching. Bye.